All right, welcome into our Red Flag segment. Coach Wayne Bradford joining us this week, the final week of the regular season. We've got a lot to unpack here with the playoff picture. Let's start in the AFC, that 7 seed. It's between the Bengals, the Broncos, the Dolphins. I'm going to put the statement out. The Broncos have a very easy path to get that number 7 seed.
I'm going to throw the red flag on
right.
there. You know, I think the Miami Dolphins have the easiest path. You're playing the New York Jets. I know you're on the road in New York, but I've watched New York several times, and the Jets are just abysmal. They're awful. I don't know how motivated they are. Miami has the 3rd best defense in the NFL, so defense travels. I know that Huntley's going to play, but I like Huntley from his time on the Baltimore Ravens as a backup. So I think you have a motivated guy there, and I think Miami has a great shot. So I would not, doubt what Miami can do. So Denver may be out of it before they even kick off at 4:25.
I say Denver is a win and in, but you can never count out Andy Reid and the Chiefs. I mean, even Carson Wentz is starting at quarterback. We know what he has been capable of doing. So you like Miami to sneak in that?
I like
spot.
Miami because here I am. I'm Kansas City, and at Kansas City, who do you want to play?
Absolutely.
Do you want
That's
Cincinnati
right.
in? Do you want Denver in? Or do you want Miami in, right? So even though people say that Kansas City's not motivated, I think all the pressure's on Denver, right? No pressure on Miami. All the pressure on Bo Nix. He's done a great job. But don't forget, Spagnuolo on defense, they're not going to lay down, right? They may not be playing their starters, but those guys are playing for jobs as well.
Now the NFC, this has been a crazy race in the NFC. You've got the Vikings and Lions fighting for the number 1 seed this week. Coach, I'm going to put this out here. The Vikings are going to walk away tonight with the number 1 seed in the NFC.
I don't disagree with you. I love what Brian Flores has done. Defense travels. We talked about that earlier in the AFC, and Brian Flores has done a great job. Again, all the pressure's on Detroit. All the pressure's on golf. Sam Darnold's playing with house money, right? He's having the time of his life. I think that Detroit is just so banged up on defense that they're not going to be able to score 35, 42 week after week after week, especially with an elite defense like Minnesota.
And in the NFC, we also have the coincidence, or not the coincidence, the circumstance where you have these 2 teams battling for the 1 seed, and one is going to finish the 5 seed.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about changing the playoff format. What do you think about that? Because, you win your division, I feel like you still deserve one of those top 4 spots.
Yeah, I have conflicting thoughts on this. One thing I would love to see is the NFL in today's environment maybe every 4 years realign. Wouldn't you like to see a Baltimore, Washington, New York, Pittsburgh division?
That would be something.
Wouldn't you want to see Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit, Indianapolis? Create a little bit of excitement, get a new fan base. We're always talking about that. We're going to France, we're going to Brazil, we're going to England. How about we mix it up here in the States?
Yeah.
What better place to have a Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Miami, Carolina division, right? Houston, Dallas, Arizona, right? Switch it up a little bit is one. And then 2, yes, I'd love to see them reseed, right? I don't think it's fair that a 9-8 or an 8-9 team, could be a top 4 seed. I am definitely in agreement with, once you get to the seeding, if you were the last division winner, right, and you don't have a great record, I would love to see them put a guy at 4 and make that guy the 5.
All right, we're in our 2-minute drill here. I'm going to ask you from the AFC and NFC, who is that dark horse that you expect to make a jump in both sides? Let's start with the AFC. Who do you think could potentially see themselves, divisional winner, maybe in the AFC Championship?
Yeah, I think the LA Chargers have the most to gain today. They win and they get the best draw. They get Houston. I think Houston is limping down, the road, just like Pittsburgh, right? But if I'm LA and I get Houston, I feel very good about that, and then I may get a division rival in Kansas City, and I like Harbaugh and Minter defensively. So in the AFC, I think the LA Chargers are the big surprise.
Yes.
Right? They've been there before. In the NFC, man,
it's tough to have an underdog, right?
Yeah, I think if we want to go underdog, let's say Green Bay. Okay. Green Bay's been playing out of their mind. Jordan Love's been doing a great job defensively. They're doing an incredible job. I think they are plus 12 in the turnover margin. You got Buffalo at plus 23. You got Pittsburgh at plus 16. And then you sit the Packers there at plus 12, playing great defense. Again, being able to play in cold weather, being able to play anywhere. I really like Green Bay as a surprise in the NFC.
All right, Coach, appreciate you giving your 2 cents on everything. We'll see how everything turns out here in Week 18. When we come back, we'll have our final tailgate check-in, taste some of that nice Mexican food that's going on over there. And we'll
Smells delicious.
It does smell great. And we'll go over our picks here in the final week here on the NFL Endzone.